Let's first get your reaction to that comment from Trump where he said, Nancy Pelosi, we're ready to sign. What do you make of that? What do you make of the likelihood that there's stimulus reached before the election?
Well, thank you so much, Leslie. I think the key here is that we don't really see it getting done right now. We hope it gets done, but right now we're in the middle of political season, and both sides, especially on the far right and the far left, just aren't there yet. The good thing, though, is that those Senate Republicans in swing states and those House Democrats in swing districts really want it done, and that's the only reason we're still talking right now.
Was there anything that the markets could have gleaned from last night's conversations? It seemed like there were a lot of I don't knows. There were a lot of I'll get back to you on that. Was there anything kind of reading between the tea leaves that the markets could be trading on today?
Well, there's nothing really that came specifically out of the debates last night. I think the differences are stark in a few areas. Number one, depending on how Congress ends up, Trump will want to lower taxes. Biden will want to raise taxes. On the energy sector, Trump will want to continue to do his deregulatory trend, while Biden will want to be more regulatory in that space. And then healthcare, Trump wants to get rid of it in the courts, and while Biden really wants to improve it in Congress. So those are really areas, they're the same areas we've all seen. We don't really think the debates changed either the electorate or the markets last night.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've been watching the market rally lately, Andy. What do you attribute it to? Is it completely devoid of concern about who wins the election? Or is it simply saying, as the polls would certainly indicate right now, and we all know not to necessarily believe them, that a Biden administration wouldn't be that bad for the stock market?
Yes, that's a great point, Carl. I mean, our take on this from the very beginning has been markets on a macro level are not impacted at all by the election. I mean, whether you're Republican or Democrat, it doesn't really matter. On the micro level, like I talked before, there can be some issues where that happens. But on the macro level, it doesn't really matter. And actually, the one thing it does matter on is that if there's a Biden administration with a Democratic sweep, they would think any stimulus would be larger than it would be if there's a split government with Trump remaining and the Democrats at least keeping the House.
Andy, I wonder what you think the read is in Congress right now about the Fed chair and his increasingly amped up rhetoric about the need for fiscal stimulus, calling it tragic if we didn't get it. Is the sense among members that that's a wake-up call, or is it more, hey, Fed chair, mind your own business?
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. I mean, if you're talking, like I said, if you're talking to the swing state Republicans or the swing district Democrats in the House, they want that. They're happy that the chairman is speaking out because there are people who are hurting. I was just talking to a congressman this morning at a diner that's going to have to close in a few days. It's real for people on the street. And I think that's where they've talked about the K economy, where certain people like myself can work from home, but others who have to get out there and do business and are hurting, especially in the retail space. So this is very important. As you recall, back in March, the fact that the Fed and the Congress acted quickly, put both fiscal and monetary stimulus in the market, really helped a lot of things out. We have to continue that. And part of the reason the markets are there is because we think, okay, the Fed has a lot of powder dry that they can use going forward, and they think eventually Congress will do the right thing.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.